to start this reading off with the oracle card. Then I'm going to do a spread. I'm not going to read the oracle to the end though. It doesn't matter what day you see it, what time of day you see it. Going beyond normal. Going beyond normal. Okay, great. What is already with you? So I feel like I'm talking to somebody who feels maybe like an outcast, or like they're different. Like people make it clear that they're different. They feel different when they're around people. But it's like you either had that epiphany moment, that light bulb moment with this light bulb, this golden light bulb right here, that you are beyond the normal. You have a calling that is outside of the normal, but it's a higher calling. With the light bulb being above her, and it says going beyond normal. I don't think I ever read the meaning for this card, but I'm just saying what I'm getting. So if you're feeling like you're an outsider, black sheep, loner, weirdo, people might treat you like you are not normal, just know it's because you are going beyond the normal. Like you have a higher perspective of things. You have a higher calling. You have the number 14, which is the number 5. So you could be able to, shift or change or go in and out of certain realities or dimensions or whatever you want to call it. You could be like a medium, with 5 being like, I don't know. I'm just saying what comes to my head. You could see things that some people don't, or you see things differently than people do with the way that she's looking up at this. But I'm going to pull some tarot. Then I'm going to read the message for this card at the very end of the reading. I don't feel like today's reading is going to be a love reading, just because of the oracle that came out. But I am working on the soul ties reading. I get 10 cards for what this person can expect today. I don't feel like that was supposed to come out. Saw the Emperor, 10 of Swords out first. So I feel like something has ended. Whether it's a cycle, a relationship, a bond, and it's due to some sort of communication that happened. It could be communication or lack of communication that happened, where you feel like something is completely done, like it can't be gone back to, like it can't be returned to. Whatever bond you had, or something that's over, or the way you looked at things before is now, like you can never go back to seeing it that way again, because of some communication that you received or didn't receive, or some insight that you got with that. I'm still getting that light bulb, like you got a light bulb moment about something, or about somebody that made it clear that you needed to be done with it. This does not have to be love related at all. Could be family members, could be friends, could be associates, something. You got some type of epiphany that made it clear that something was overdone, something that you wanted to end and never return to, pretty much. And then with the Fool, I feel like that's just reiterating the message, the Fool being right over top of the Emperor. Like I was saying before it paused, with the Fool being over top of the Emperor and that being right in the middle of the spread, this is about new beginnings, taking a leap of faith into something that you've never done, never really experienced. Maybe it could be starting over. Like starting back at square one. It could be your life in general. You're starting over at square one. Or it could be about moving, traveling, going somewhere you never went before, literally, or emotionally. Knowing that it's time to leave something that's dead, overkill. That's overkill with them 10 swords. And going to something brand new. Whether it's having a whole different perspective on life, or really traveling somewhere new, or moving into a new place, or taking steps toward doing that. I feel like this is past energy. So you try to work with someone or a group of people. I don't feel like it's love related, or like a romantic love related. It could be people you love, like family or friends, like I said, or co-workers or something, business partners, something. You made a choice to collaborate with people in the past. These people here working together to make something happen. And I feel like those are the people who, like, for whatever reason, you feel like it's just not going to work. Like, you can't work with these people. You can't, I don't know if there's no compromise or no respect or something, but something is just a deal breaker when it comes to these people who you were trying to work with. So it's crowning you right now is you figuring out how you're going to make things work by yourself. The Two of Pentacles, there's nobody else in this card. This person is trying to balance things out pretty much on their own. You're trying to figure out how you're going to make things work by yourself because you feel like that's how you have to do it, by yourself. And I feel like you're trusting that you'll be supported by a higher power because of this infinity symbol in this Two of Pentacles. So you're trusting the Creator to help you make it all work out right now. But I feel like you're also looking for answers, looking for ways where you could make it work. Okay? Something, whatever. It's going to be different for different people. I'm sure more than one person is going to see this, so I can only get in depth if you get a personal reading, but I'm saying in general, something you're trying to make work on your own, or it feels like you're on your own. In the near future, the Tower moment. I don't know if you're going to confront somebody about something in the near future, because you see these people falling from the tower. It reminds me of the other two people in this card, telling these people they're not going to be a part of your future. They're not going to be a part of what you're trying to build. Probably because they're not trying to build the same things as you. Because the tower comes down because it's not built on a solid foundation at all. So something that's not built on a solid foundation, you're going to bring it down, or you're going to allow it to fall without you trying to fix it with the tower. Or either it could represent an explosive interaction, like a argument or whatever. I feel like this represents you assessing a situation, looking at what you put into a situation and what you're getting back from it, and seeing that it don't match up. And so therefore not giving a fuck about the tower falling. Like, this tower can go in and fall, or either I'm going to bring this tower down. Because looking at the facts of the situation, this is very practical into energy. Looking at what I put in, whether it's money or time or whatever, is not matching what I got back. So, like, yeah, the tower can fall. With this being right in the middle, the Emperor is a very boss-like energy. It's a businessman or a businesswoman, or somebody who is just totally in control of their being. I feel like you haven't always been this way. I feel like you have come into this energy slowly but surely with this Knight of Pentacles. It was a slow, long, tedious process for you to become the Emperor and not give a fuck what nobody has to say about what it is you know you need to do, what you have to do, what you are put here to do. The task that the Creator has given you, the Creator, whatever you want to call the universe, whatever you believe in spiritually, I feel like you have a higher calling to make things happen in a certain way. And you, right now, whether you just learned or recently learned in the past or are about to learn that only you can make something happen, and you're trusting in that, and you're like not giving a fuck with anybody as far as society or family, friends, lover, whatever has to say about what you know that it is that you need to do. The Emperor is very self-sufficient, the king or queen of their life, pretty much. But I feel like by the end of the day, you'll be creating some sort of or recreating some sort of memory of happiness, peace. I don't know if it represents you doing some sort of ritual or some sort of, not spell work, or I never encourage or nor do like things that will affect someone else's free will. That's ridiculous. I'm saying ritual as far as things that make you feel comfortable within yourself, things that help you to create connect to the Creator or feel more connected to the Creator or your angels or guides. But I feel like it's a very innocent, spiritual energy with the Six of Cups. Why is the Six of Cups here? We have the Six of Wands at the bottom, so that's about spiritual victory. I feel like you're going to feel victorious after you disconnect from whoever these people are and allow whatever this unstable foundation is. Once you allow it to fall or get yourself or disconnect yourself from it, you're going to feel victorious and back to a state of like, I don't want to say childhood, but like feeling peaceful within yourself. It's more of like a peaceful energy I'm getting off this. Every card has a different meaning depending on the surrounding cards, depending on the reader. Like every one of these cards can mean something different than what I say. But that's just how I'm getting it. And hopefully it makes sense for somebody. Right underneath this, oh my gosh. Right underneath the Six of Cups is the World card. So I feel like definitely with cycles ending, like I said in the beginning, something is coming to an end. And I feel like there are people who are not going to like it. Probably these people who are falling out of the tower, who are being unfair or trying to build on a foundation that wasn't solid anyway. But I'm going to read the message for going beyond the normal. Number 14, which is number 5, which I think I said already, represents shifts, changes. It says, going beyond normal. On the path of life, there are deciding moments where you can choose to go with the mainstream, or we can dare to take a bolder, more authentic and trusting way, even if it seems riskier or less safe. To rely solely on logic and science without incorporating the mysterious and magical is a recipe for... Hold on. How did I get lost? Is a recipe for an existence that is far too dry. The sacred rebel within our hearts will always create or choose juicier approaches to life. You are currently approaching such a choice. You could say that the choice is about balance. Let's have this. It is less about choosing to honor either art or science, gardening or architecture, and more about integrating all approaches so that you enhance rather than hinder your life's journey. Placing science or architecture, why am I saying that word all fucked up? Architecture above all else kills off the rebellious heart. Steadfastly relying on logic, proof, and a complete set of plans to measure and dictate outcomes will suffocate the soul. Basing decisions on limited factions with an imbalanced measure of success is unnecessarily limiting. This approach prevents us from living freely, spontaneously, and with trust, so that we can rebel against the need for things to go strictly according to plan. Especially if the plan not working, but I just added that part. Let me keep reading. Choose to value decisions based on passion and instinct, and trust in life enough to embrace it as an adventure with the Fool card, and let it unfold as it will. There is a time and place for logic, strategy, planning, and measurable outcomes. These are not bad tools to have, but we must be vigilant not to worship them or allow them to quash our less rational but equally valuable decision-making tools, intuition, feelings, and those things that you know without knowing how you know. The flowing inspirational energy of the heart can have no conceivable basis in logic or reason and still be uncannily accurate. To remain rebellious, we must not sacrifice our art of emotion, instinct, passion, and intuition for the science and logic of strict planning. I hope y'all see how this card is tying into this reading perfectly. It says you have pressures around you from the world or from your own conditioned nature to do things according to the rules, to a deadline, or to an expected mainstream view that you need a well thought out plan for success in a commercial venture. However, sometimes the best plan is to do what feels intuitively truthful in the moment and to trust that you are being led towards your own growth. Adopting this approach means you have to do far less planning and far more living. This oracle brings a special message. You are moving outside of the plan. Yes. You're saying fuck some plan. But it says you are moving outside the plan. You are living on the border of what is socially acceptable. This is good. This is a fringe-dwelling freedom with the Fool again. Others might need to see... Others might not see this about you straight away, as you seem pretty normal, but that secret intrinsic streak is just waiting to show itself. And maybe you are an out and proud fringe dweller, completely comfortable with this way of being. Either way, this oracle brings you the message that you now have a chance to live from the heart more deeply and expressive than ever before. It wants you to realize that this is a legitimate, empowered, and creative way to live that honors all of who you are. You can give up forcing and squashing yourself down into a very limited set of so-called desirable qualities like intellect and control. If you are yet to relate to this consciously, this oracle brings you further message that you are going to break with tradition. Perhaps not entirely, but at least in a way that is meaningful to you. This will require you to have courage in your convictions and faith in your heart's truth. This will help you and inspire others around you to step out of fear and live more freely and lovingly. You are not necessarily meant to abandon logic or intellect altogether. You are to use them to serve the desires of your heart rather than to replace its naturally spontaneous and truthful nature with controlled planning and narrow strategy. It is time to get a bit wild and let nature take its course. Okay, so hopefully that made sense for somebody. Okay, it paused right at the end, but like I was saying, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Peace.